Welcome to the Gaelic Grounds testing one.
We're at semi-final time, the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. At 3:45 p.m. we have the clash of last year's finalists, Limerick and Kilmallock. But up first we have Doon versus Patrickswell, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary studio again with Limerick hurling legend Kieran Carey to my right, and Matt O'Callaghan of the Weekly Observer Vale Star to my left. First up, of course, we have the clash between Doon and Patrickswell. And Kieran, if I can come to you first, Patrickswell improved a lot against South Liberties. The makeup of the team, as you were saying last week, was a lot better. What they need to up it again today to get over this Doon challenge?
Well, I suppose I don't think they need a major incentive really, because they would have crossed swords with Doon fairly early on in the championship. I think Doon won by 2 points. I think really the questions asked here today really would be from a Doon point of view, you know. Doon, they're kind of a club that are huffing and puffing the last few years, but yet when it comes to the business ends of the championship, they just seem to lack a bit of quality before they can cross the line. But obviously they've new management this year, a new coach in Brian Horgan, so if they are doing their job well, they will have improved them and then they have a great chance. But in fairness to Patrickswell, okay, South Liberties took about 15 or 20 minutes by the time they got going. They were in a fairly poor position at that stage because they were after losing the last 2 games by 10 points, and in fairness to them, they answered the call that day. So, you know, and Patrickswell never fear Doon, and certainly they don't fear Doon today. So I think the pressure really is on Doon today.
And that, as Kieran said, the pressure may be on Doon, but it's a Doon team that are on the back of a huge performance against Kilmallock last time out.
It is, and of course the trick for Doon, there's no question about it today, is to repeat that type of performance, because Kieran alluded to it there about Doon huffing and puffing over the last couple of years. They have even huffed and puffed in the present campaign, because they lost in the opening day to Napirsik. All right, they bounced back and had a very, very good win against Patrickswell in a very, very exciting game, which augurs well for today's contest in the second round in Kilmallock. But then when they came back after the break, they were lucky to get a draw with it there, and they stumbled literally over Ballybrown before they hit the high spots of the season so far for them, which was the game against Kilmallock. And the trick for them is, like, there is no doubt about the undoubted potential that there is in the Doon squad and in the Doon club, and that now is the time probably for them to make the step up. And I think today may be an opportunity. Now they face a Patrickswell side who we would have to say finished the group stages in very, very poor shape and in very poor form, but in typical Patrickswell fashion, they had rectified a lot of those deficiencies that were evident against Napirsik and against Kilmallock, the other way around, against Kilmallock and Napirsik in those final 2 rounds. Albeit now it was against who came from Group 2. But they certainly, in my view, Patrickswell took a giant step in the right direction as far as this season is concerned in the quarter-final against South Liberties.
It's a glorious day here in the Gaelic Grounds. We're going to give you team news now, starting with Doon. In goals they have Conal McNamara and a full back line of Brian McPartland, captained by Richie English at full back, and Stevie Ryan is in left corner back. The half back line is Dennis Maloney, Mikey O'Brien and Ed Kiley. Josh Ryan and John Hayes are in midfield. Dara Stapleton, Patrick Cummins and Barry Murphy make up the half forward line, while Dean Coleman, Pat Ryan and Dara O'Donovan comes in from Micheál Ryan. Dara O'Donovan is expected to move out the field from pretty much early on in the game anyway. He's back from injury. He missed that game against Kilmallock last time out. Patrickswell team, Brian Murray in goals, Mark Carmody, Nigel Foley and Josh Considine in the full back line. Sean O'Brien, Dermot Burns and John Flynn make up the half back line. Jack Kelleher and Calvin Carroll are in midfield, with Aaron Gillan, Cian Lynch and Kevin O'Brien in the half forward line. Lark Considine, Peter Harty and Tom O'Brien make up the Patrickswell team. Kieran, we saw last weekend two very one-sided games. We're hoping for a lot better, first of all from this game, and of course second of all the clash of last season's finalists, Napirsik and Kilmallock.
Yeah, the beauty about the game of hurling, when you get to the business end of things, you know, the truth always comes out on any given day in preparation, around their mental toughness, around how good they actually are. So, you know, my only concern for Doon today, okay, Dean Coleman, lovely little stick player, Pat Ryan will do a bit of damage. I have a concern they mightn't have enough of forwards up front to hurt Patrickswell, and they could be relying on place balls a lot. But as Matt said, they have a sprinkle of talent for the last number of years, and as I said, it's time now for Doon to stand up and say, yeah, we're here. We've huffed and puffed for a while, and we've beaten Patrickswell already this year. We have them now in the semi-final. There's no reason why we can't go on and do the same. But from the Well point of view, they started poor. Two bad defeats, Kilmallock and Piershick to bounce back against South Liberties. You only can beat what is presented to you on any given day. And with the lads tweaking with the team, the shape's a lot better. They look a lot stronger. And you would be hoping of two flaking game. The game of hurling actually in Limerick up until the championship at this stage, we need two big games today.
Indeed we do, and Mike Sexton from Bury, a very experienced official, is the man in the middle today, waiting for both teams to come into Matt. As already mentioned, it's perfect conditions for a game of hurling on 14th of October. Last couple of days, another championships not being the senior. It hasn't been the case, but there's no excuse for either team today not to produce quality hurling.
No excuse at all, and it's like a day you'd write for, because had you said this 24 hours ago, prevailing conditions, like you would have thought somebody had lost it really, but the conditions are absolutely ideal. But just to take up something that Kieran said there, and he's absolutely right when he says when you come to this stage of the competition, there is really no place to hide here today. And getting back, and I alluded to Patrickswell in my previous contribution there about how they had stepped up, like they have tweaked their defence, which in the games against Kilmallock and Piershick, and you'd have to say they were against top class opposition, top class forwards. They looked very, very porous, but there now appears to be a greater solidity about him. Mark Carmody seemed to do very well in the full back line the last time, and did Nigel Foley, and while Sean O'Brien came out in the half back line. But I think it could prove a stroke for Patrickswell that the placing of Josh Considine, who was on attack in the early stages of the group stages, when they placed him back at cornerback, which appears to be his natural position, and he did very, very well there last week.
We're underway here in the first of the two semi-finals at the Gaelic grounds. As Patrickswell in possession with Calvin Carroll. Carroll lays it off, ball inside then from John Flynn, looking for Larry Considine, who started in the left corner for Patrickswell. Considine tries a crossfield ball. Cian Lynch looking to get to it. It's Lynch who has possession. Lynch now assesses options, flicks the ball up for himself, and Cian Lynch, first shot of the game, looks to be tailing to the left. In fact, Colin McNamara makes an easy catch, and he'll hope to pick out someone from Doon, and he does. It's Denny Maloney with possession, under pressure from Kevin O'Brien, but Kevin O'Brien, it's Denny Maloney flicks against Lark Considine now with possession. He flicks it inside. It's Gillan in possession. In fact, it's not. Mikey O'Brien is there for Doon, and it's O'Brien that's going to come away with it. He lays the ball off, hand pass now, and it's Denny Maloney once more. It's a long ball in, looking for Pat Ryan. He's met by Nigel Foley, and Foley now loses the hurley but kicks it out of danger to Josh Considine. As Matt mentioned, one of the stars for Patrickswell against South Liberties. Move back from the half forward into the half corner back line now. Long ball in, looking for the first score of the game. Looks to be good. That's a fantastic opening score of the game. It's Calvin Carroll that's got it for Patrickswell. Huge confidence booster for Calvin Kieran.
Super score. A great defender by Nigel Foley. Lost his hurley, kicked it out to Josh Considine. Lovely flick to John Flynn. Straight into Larry Considine, was it? Or Calvin Carroll. Beautiful score. Great start for the way.
It's Colin McNamara who starts play again with the puck out. Doon looking to win it, but it's Diarmaid Burns who clears things up, and confident enough start from Patrickswell here. Cian Lynch's long ball in, looking for Tommy O'Brien. It'll be Richie English that'll pick up possession for Doon. Richie now takes on Tommy O'Brien. Mike Sexton was playing advantage, but now he's given the free. And Matt, a fast enough start here.
Yeah, a very promising start for Patrickswell, and I'm just looking at the formations there now. Patrickswell appear to be going more or less as the programme and as you read them out. Now it looks to me as if Darragh O'Donovan is playing centre half forward. I seem to think that he was playing there, and they seem to have a strong full forward line in that Dean Coleman and Pat Ryan appear to be joined by Barry Murphy in there. So.
It's Diarmaid Burns with a catch, superb catch from Cathal McNamara's long range free, and he plays it inside. It's Lark Considine, it's going to get it on the left hand side. Considine now assesses options, gives a low ball across. It's Richie English who's there for Doon. He'll pick them balls up all there, and English delivers long. It looks like Josh Considine's first to this ball. It's a superb touch from Josh. Lays it off to Jack Keller. Back to John Flynn in there for Patrickswell. Flynn, long ball, falls to Aaron Gillan. Gillan now marked tightly by Mike O'Brien. Gillan gets his shot away. The shot has gone wide, but referee Mike Sexton's given it free in. Mike O'Brien's going to get a talking to it too. Kieran, very, very confident start from Patrickswell.
Great start, and that's what you want. Dermot Burns there, the last patch of play, grabbed the ball, two of them flattened two of them on the way out, and gave a great ball out. You want your big men hurling well, and that's the ideal start Patrickswell wants. And if they kind of can maintain this, Doon will find it tough there to get back into it.
It's Glenn lining up his first free of the game now for Patrickswell. Takes the towel to dry the grip, even though it's a beautiful day here in the Gaelic Grounds. There is a bit of dew on the ground still. It being the middle of October, you'd expect that. It's Gillan now, his first attempt of the game. Patrickswell leading 1 point to no score after 3.5 minutes of the first of two Senior Hurling Championship semi-finals in Limerick today. The second, 3:45 p.m. between Kilmallock and the Piershig. But it's all about Doon and Patrickswell now, and it's Gillan lines this one up. And it looks good from her angle, and it's over the bar. The umpire raises his flag, and Matt, you'd expect Aaron Gillan to score them all day long.
Yeah, you would expect them, but there are just 4 minutes gone, and as Kieran said, that it's a very, very bright start for Patrickswell. 2 points, 4 minutes reflects the score.
Dara Stapleton with a great catch, gives a high ball in, the ball's bouncing around the Patrickswell squares. Pat Ryan has lost possession. He gives the hand pass across Dean Coleman. Chad Doon seems to it's in the back of the net. It's a Dean Coleman flick. He looked to have got lost possession of it. Somehow swiveled his body around. A one-handed flick. Kieran, that's a fantastic goal for a Doon side that have struggled in the opening minutes.
Yeah, but in fairness to Dean Coleman, I'd expect nothing else. I had him in 121s there a number of years ago. He's a beautiful little stick player. He's small, he's tasty, and he's lethal in around the square.
Fantastic goal for Doon in the first couple of minutes here. They lead Patrickswell 1 goal to 2 points as Denny Maloney comes away the ball, looking for John Hayes in midfield. Hayes now taking on a couple of defenders. Dropped to Hurley according to Mike Sexton. It's going to be a free in for Patrickswell. Matt completely against the run of play. Dara Stapleton caught a great ball here in front of us in the Mackey stand. High ball into Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan did well just to keep the ball alive. Lost to Hurley, gave it across to Coleman. And that's an instinctive finish from Dean Coleman. Superb.
Absolutely, and Kieran nailed it before the game when he said that Pat Ryan can cause you trouble, and that's exactly what he's after doing for Patrickswell. But getting back to Dean Coleman, I agree totally that he's a totally underrated stickman. And there are some clubs that some players like playing against, and I go back to the day in Kilmallock when they met in the group stages when Dean Coleman was key that day in Doon beating Patrickswell.
It's all square again now as Dermot Burns taps over that free from midfield. He'd another 20 yards on that by the looks of it. Patrickswell have the advantage of a bit of a breeze. It's not a huge advantage to them in this first half as Colin McNamara gets play underway again, looking for Dara Stapleton for the second time. It's flicked away from him by Sean O'Brien, but it's fallen to Dara O'Donovan wearing number 17 but operating around midfield. O'Donovan flicks it inside. Doon looking for goals early on here. Patrickswell have this one sewn up and it's taken away, and the ball's going to be delivered by Jack Keller, looking for Lark Considine again. He's marked tightly by Brian McPartland, but it's Considine who should come away with it. Partland's still close. He's done enough to dispossess him, and Denny Maloney under pressure from Tom O'Brien. Josh Ryan now there for Doon. Ryan looks inside as a poor hand pass straight into the Keane Lynch, and that's not the man you'd wanted it, but Richie English does brilliantly to dispossess Peter Harty. Doon now, plenty of time for Denny Maloney. He may look to drop this in. Indeed he does. It's Barry Murphy looking for possession. It's Murphy now, wearing 12 in his back now, but he leaves the ball off to Dara Stapleton. Stapleton looking for goal again here, tries to get a hand pass away. It's a brilliant block from Dermot Burns, and Sean O'Brien's block for his hand pass. It's Pat Ryan now looking for another goal for Doon. Ryan, another brilliant block by Dermot Burns, and away come Patrickswell with the ball. Doon looking for goals early on here as Patrickswell played it downfield. Peter Harty now, marked by Rich English. Harty gets to it first. It's his Hurley. It hits off, goes out over the sideline. Kieran, Doon going for the jugular very early here.
There asked some questions earlier, but absolutely outstanding defending by Dermot Burns. Put his body on the line there on 2 occasions. And in fairness, there's only about 7 or 8 minutes gone, and thankfully, I'd say we've the makings of a good game here.
It looks that way in these early stages. Denny Maloney looks to take this sideline cut for Doon. It's a good one from Denny, but Dermot Burns is in the right position as he's been all game so far. Aaron Gillan now to shoot from halfway. Looks pretty good from here, and Aaron Gillan has his second point of the game. Patrickswell now 7 minutes 20 seconds gone. They lead 4 points to a goal, Matt. Perfect response from that goal.
Yeah, perfect response from Patrickswell, but it's been mentioned already about you needing your big players to step up, and you would have to say, without exception, that the three big names in Patrickswell, Dermot Burns, Keane Lynch and Angelan, are leading from the front in this early stages.
Ball in the full forward line again from a Doon point of view, and they're causing issues again. It's a free. Barry Murphy, the man fouled. It'll be him that takes a free. Just quickly, Kieran. Doon are delivering ball into that full forward line. It's quality ball, but the three lads inside are Barry Murphy, Dean Coleman and Pat Ryan are working their backsides off to keep it in there, and in turn causing problems for Patrickswell.
Without a doubt, but to be fair now, Josh Constantine is starting off like a blaze of fire over there, hurling very well. Nigel Foley's doing okay, but I actually think it's a ply out of Doon that they believe they can get giants in around the Patrickswell full backline. But I'm absolutely delighted with I see from Patrickswell after 8 minutes. I have a fair idea of that squad and the team, and they all seem to be on it today.
Indeed, they do. Great reaction. 2 points in a row after Dean Coleman's goal as Barry Murphy lines up this free for Doon. Mike Sexton's after bringing it into the 21 metre line now. Seems to be an ongoing discussion between him and Dermot Burns. Obviously Dermot has upset him in some way, but Mike has brought it in for the 21. The angle was handy enough for Barry Murphy, and I want he'd probably score in his sleep now. The outside option of a goal, Matt, but you'd imagine he'll tap this one over the bar.
Well, I suppose for a free taker of Barry Murphy's calibre, this is a gimme if there was ever one, and it makes it all the easier for his first strike at goal of the game, and I think he will safely put it over the bar, which he does.
Indeed he does, and we're all square again at the Gaelic grounds. 9 minutes on the clock. Doon 1-1, Patrickswell 4 points. Doon's goal coming from Dean Coleman after 4 minutes. It was on the back of Patrickswell scoring the opening 2 scores of this game. It's a sharp puck up from Brian Murray, and then launched downfield by Mark Carmody looking for Kevin O'Brien, but Denny Maloney's there. It was a great catch from O'Brien. He's got runners on his inside, but O'Brien's away. It's a great bit of play from Josh Ryan to flick the ball away from just as O'Brien was getting into full flight. And Doon now look to work this out. They give it long. Dean Coleman now drops it down. Dean Coleman looking for possession after Denny Maloney's ball. It's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. Dean Coleman looking for a free there, but Mike Sexton is unmoved. And it's going to be Josh Considine to take this sideline cut now for Patrickswell on the far side, where from Merv angle here in the Mackey stand, everyone has their hands blocking their eyes due to the glorious sunshine here. As Patrickswell laid downfield with John Flynn. It's Denny Maloney who takes it for Doon. He lays the ball off to Eddie Kiley, and it's Kiley coming away with it. He flicks it off to Darragh O'Donovan. O'Donovan delivers. It's been a feature of their game so far, but Nigel Foley's in perfect position on this occasion to take it. And Dermot Burns now, the shooting opportunity, brilliantly blocked by Barry Murphy. Instead it's Lar Considine who picks up the loose ball, and quick as a flash I should say. Lar Considine, who's been dangerous in the opening stages, has finally got a point, Kieran.
Yeah, great score. In fairness to Larry Constantine, about nearly every game he goes out, anytime he gets the ball, he'll definitely come away with 2 points without even looking. But having said that, now technically he's an outstanding forward.
And Darragh O'Donovan on the possession now for Doon. He gets the shot of his half blocked by Sean O'Brien. That'll trickle out wide. But a feature Matt O'Callaghan here from pretty much every Doon puck out so far. They've aimed for Darragh Stapleton on Sean O'Brien, and he's getting some joy out there. Yeah,
he's getting some joy at the moment. I think their overall tactic is to get it into the full forward line as quickly as possible, because we did say at the start when they set themselves out, Coleman, Ryan and Murphy, they certainly have the potential to hurt any full back line.
So man now in the Patrickswell full back line, I think it's Mark Carmody. You can't really see from here. There's a couple of Patrickswell backroom members there. Declan Fitzgerald, I see, and is it Liam Mulcahy, their physio, who are tending to, I think it's Mark Carmody. I can't see him out there anyway, but a very entertaining start of 11 minutes 20 seconds, Matt.
Yeah, and I think the first 10-11 minutes of this game augurs well for the rest of the game, because we cast ourselves back to last Sunday and what we saw here. Certainly this is a completely change of scenario. The conditions are perfect, and I think both teams are rising to it so far.
Brian Murray gets play underway with a puck out after that wide ball for Doon. It's Calvin Carr in possession. Mike Sexton is a judge that he's been fouled. A combination of John Hayes and Eddie Kiley. It's Eddie Kiley being called over by Mike Sexton. Just a quick chat. I don't think there'll be any card, not even a ticking, maybe a ticking. It's another chance for Aaron Gillan Kieran from this spot, about 10 metres inside the Doon 65. Another one he'll expect to score.
Yeah, very cheap free. I notice actually a lot of the clubs are at this now, and they've obviously watched it inter-county level. It's actually a cheap free. It's kind of pulling back the arm, and most referees give it needlessly, because he was going over there, to be fair.
Gillan lining this up now, looking for a second free of the afternoon. It's another good strike from Aaron Gallan. That's straight over the black spot, and Patrickswell are back into the lead. They lead Doon after 12 and a half minutes, 6 points to 1-1, a very tight opening Limerick Senior Hurling Championship semi-final here, brought to you on sportinglimerick.com. As Colin McNamara gets play underway, it's a simple one from Jack Kelleher. He just blocks it down for Carroll. Carroll gives a low one into Considine. Beautiful touch from Lark Considine. Straight over the bar from Lark Considine, as Kieran mentioned, and I said as well, if you give Lark Considine that kind of room, he's going to score a point pretty much every time.
That was a great score now, to be fair, but he was an inter-county full-back. But that just shows you, if the ball is 60-40 towards the forward, no matter how good a defender you are, you won't defend it. And Larry gave us a very good example of that there.
2 point lead now for Patrickswell as Cathal McNamara gets us underway again. It's Darragh O'Donovan who flicks the puck out on. It's Barry Murphy on the run for Doon. Murphy still with it, right hand side, Barry Murphy, and that's a fine response from Barry Murphy there, Matt.
Yeah, actually, the response Doon would be looking for to close the gap again back to 2, because maybe there were signs there for a few minutes that Patrickswell might be putting a small bit of daylight between them. That was the perfect response. But getting back to Lark Considine, and I think we spoke last week about Aaron Costello. There are a number of players around the county that play week in, week out, year in, year out, turning in star performances for their clubs, and sometimes it goes under the radar and unnoticed. We have a
We do indeed. It's Tommy O'Brien from Patrickswell, as Matt was talking. Lovely low ball in from Keelan Lynch. Tommy kind of half dummy, came onto his left hand side, and a player of his calibre isn't going to miss chances like that. It's another score for Patrickswell, puts them back into a 2 point lead. As Cathal McNamara gets play underway, it's Pat Ryan who takes possession of the ball for Doon, and Ryan will go off on a run. We all know the danger his pace, the pace he has and the danger he possesses, but Diarmuid Burns and Josh Considine managed to divert the danger from a Patrickswell point of view, and it's Jack Keller trying to come out with the ball now. He's blocked by Josh Ryan, but again Patrickswell have it, and it's cleared downfield by Nigel Foley. He managed to find Aaron Gallan under pressure from Denny Maloney. A bit of class from Denny Maloney there. Launches the ball in. It's Barry Murphy looking to get another point here. Murphy can't gain control of it. Again, good play from Jack Keller, but Murphy's there again. Fouled by Josh Considine and Matt. We didn't see a huge amount of Barry Murphy outside of freeze against Kilmallock. He's been very prominent so far today.
Yeah, he has been very prominent. We didn't actually. That is correct. It was probably one of his quieter games from play, but he is one of those type of players that when he's on form, that he can do an awful lot of damage. And today, from what we've seen in almost the first 14 or 15 minutes, seems to be one of those days when he is in form, because now he's going for his third point. I think he's got both of Doon's point, one from a free and one from play so far. But you would have to say 8 points to 1-2. I think it reflects exactly what we have seen on the field so far. Patrickswell are that shade, bit more focused, bit more settled, and bit more efficient.
Lots of Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer Vale Stars. Barry Murphy looks to get his third point of the afternoon. It's a fairly easy one for Barry, and that's 1-3 now for Doon and 8 points for Patrickswell. Coming up to 16-minute mark here at the Gaelic Grounds. First of 2 semi-finals I've already mentioned, brought to you live on sportinglimerick.com, as Brian Murray launches one down here in front of us as Kevin O'Brien gets a hand to it, but it's Mikey O'Brien looking to come away with it for Doon. Under pressure from Gallan. It's Gallan knocked the ball out of his hand as Keelan Lynch picks up the loose possession. Lynch now on the run. Looks to be shooting, but again Keelan Lynch flicks it back into himself. Back to Kevin O'Brien. All the time in the world for Kevin O'Brien. You give him that kind of time, invariably he'll score, but on this occasion the umpires have said he hasn't. It was a good move from Patrickswell, but in the end it didn't have a finish as Cathal McNamara, quick puck out, finds Josh Ryan. Back to Richie English. English looks to take on Peter Harty and does beat him. Delivers the ball long, does Richie English now, looking for Dean Coleman, who's got a yard on Josh Considine. Coleman now, dummies onto his right hand side. It's not a great shot from Coleman. Brian Murray comes out to deal with it. Murray now, great ball to Diarmuid Burns. Burns now, another lovely low ball. Calvin Carroll. Carroll's already got one from long range. He's looking for a second. This one looks to be just as good. And Kieran Carey, that's another fantastic score from Calvin Carroll. A very well worked one from Brian Murray to Diarmuid Burns, and Calvin from his own 65-metre line. Absolutely no fear, but another superb point.
Yeah, super score. Probably scored the game, really, and it happened in the space of about 2 seconds. But Doon, they just appear to be a one-track pony. Like Darragh Donovan's drawn Diarmuid Burns out, creating space, and if he's inside him, he's solo him. So they're relying everything, all their eggs in the one basket is their full forward line. And I think if the well full back line can hold them, they possibly could win by 5 or 6 points.
It's Calvin Carroll on the run again here, looking for his third point of the game. Calvin Carroll certainly on form here. Patrickswell now moving to a 10 points to 1-3 advantage. with what, 17 and a half minutes played, and Matt, as Kieran said, Doon will need to vary their tactics to get back into this game.
They will, because Patrickswell have adapted to them and they're reading it to perfection. But you must also note at this point that we're only less than 18 minutes into the game. Patrickswell have 10 scores on the board, which is a fair score.
Darrell Donovan low ball in, looking for Pat Ryan. He's well marshalled there by Nigel Foley on this occasion. Breaking ball could come out either way. In fact, this is Nigel Foley coming away. It was Mark Carmody who did the tight marking job on Pat Ryan as Nigel Foley flicks it away, finds Jack Keller. Keller now with time to drive it long, and that's exactly what he does. Looking for Lar Considine. It's the Doon man out in front on this occasion, Stevie Ryan. And now it's Denny Maloney, who's been one of the most prominent players in the game so far. Low ball to Dara O'Donovan. O'Donovan now on the run. Chance to shoot for Dara O'Donovan. Usually he's fairly good from that range, left or right hand side, but this one is tailed to the left. And Kieran do need to be taking them kind of chances.
To do, yeah, they're a bit rattled at the moment. But to be fair, it's because of Patrickswell's work rate. Thomas O'Brien appears to be at it. Kevin O'Brien is at it. Larry Considine is at it. Keane Lynch is at it. That's 4 out of your 6 forwards already that's at it. And the other 2 is Keane Lynch and Aaron Gallen. So it'll tell you how strong they are at the moment.
Indeed, Patrickswell dominating proceedings so far. 1-3 to 10 points in their favour. 19 minutes on the clock. Slight delay here as Mike Sexton's gone in talking to his umpires. Matt, it's been very impressive from Patrickswell thus far.
Very, very impressive, and what I'm very, very impressed with will hurt Doon, hurt Doon. You must remember that most of those players that are in the Patrickswell defence at the moment were there when they looked more porous in the group stages, but they have been tweaked around, and players, the Patrickswell players in their present formation seem to be far more comfortable in their positions, the defence in particular.
As Matt O'Callum's talking, Mike Sexton brought play back for a free for Doon, which Barry Murphy brilliantly tapped over the bar from pretty much the 65-metre line. As another good play here from Hayes. Hayes leaves it off to O'Brien. Mikey O'Brien now high ball. It's Dean Coleman again getting a yard of space from Josh Considine. This time he's unable to get the ball. It's Considine on possession now for Patrickswell under severe pressure from Coleman, though. He's done a good job there. Forces a half clearance. Barry Murphy now in possession for Doon. It's Barry Murphy in possession once more, and that's 5 points on the board for Barry Murphy. It's now 1-5 to 10 points in favour of Patrickswell. Mike Sexton's having a word with one of the Patrickswell players for a challenge on Murphy, but Kieran, he's Doon's sole star so far.
Oh, but to be fair there, it was Dean Coleman that made that really, because Josh Considine was in possession and he tried to get inside him. Dean Coleman held him up strong and half blocked Josh, went to Barry Murphy, took him on. The referee gave a great intervention over the bar.
It's a free here for Patrickswell after Keane Lynch is deemed to have been fouled by Denny Maloney. It's going to be another chance for Aaron Gallen for another point for him, Matt. But look, with 21 minutes gone, Patrickswell leading by 2. It's tight, and the scoreline it's tight, but Patrickswell have been dominant, as we've already mentioned. Would they be a little bit disappointed not to be further ahead?
I think they may be slightly, but it's not because they're misfiring, because they've had only one wide so far. Now this is probably the longest free that Aaron Gallen has stepped up to in the game so far, but it's certainly within his compass, and certainly within his compass with the type of form he's in today.
It's Gallen lifts one, looking for his 3rd point of the game. Indeed, his 3rd free of the game. Gallen hasn't struck this one well, and it's gone to the left and wide. Kieran, there's a bit of hassle down the sideline in front of us, is there?
No, I think the fourth official is getting slightly technically, just moving one of the selectors from where the manager should be only on his own.
Either way, we're back with play, and it's Aaron Gallen with another point. He missed the free moments ago, immediately makes up for it, and that puts Patrickswell into 11 point to 1-5 lead over Doon with 22 minutes played.
Character personified in the part of Aaron Gallen. He missed the free, his next opportunity literally within seconds, and he puts it over from distance.
There's another free here for Doon, and Diarmuid Burns is again penalised. He doesn't argue with Mike Sexton on this occasion. It's going to be another chance for Barry Murphy as he trots out from the full forward line. Seems to be operating in the full forward line for Doon's puckouts, but he's strolling out here, and Pat Ryan's coming out for the puckouts.
He's actually operating for the most part now for the last 5 minutes or so at full forward.
It's Murphy who's been their biggest threat, and from a Doon point of view so far, Kieran.
A lot of ill discipline really, I feel, only after 20 minutes. You know, the flow of the game has grown next all of a sudden a free. Next all of a sudden another free, and kind of very silly frees. Another silly cheap free for Dermot away, giving a handy score like that. So both teams are very undisciplined at the minute.
It's Murphy lining up now. He's the only outside of Dean Coleman's goal. He's got 5 points. He's looking for his 6th. And it's Murphy. It's a low enough one, but it looks to be fairly accurate from Barry Murphy, and indeed it is. It's 6 points for Barry Murphy. It's 1-6 for Doon, but Patrickswell hold a 2-point lead. 11 points to 1-6 after 23 minutes as Brian Murray gets play underway again. It doesn't look to be a great one as Josh Ryan had a chance of catching it. He elected to try and flick it. As Denny Maloney, who's dispossessed there from Patrickswell's point of view. Keane Lynch with the shot. Lynch, bit of a snapshot from Keane, and it's didn't have enough on a tail to the right either way. It's only Patrickswell's second wide as Cathal McNamara will get play underway again. This puck out once more, as has been the case with the majority of Doon's puck outs. He comes out to this near side. Again, Dara Stapleton gets something out of it, but it's Diarmaid Burns tidying up. Low pass into Kevin O'Brien. It's not a good touch from Kevin O'Brien, but he manages to win it back. As Kieran already mentioned, even when Patrickswell are making mistakes, they have the ability and they have the wherewithal today, certainly, to get back onto the ball as Cian Lynch plays Calvin Carroll. Carroll with 2 superb points to his name so far. That's going to be a 3rd and 4th point indeed, for Calvin Carroll. 4 excellent points from play. Kieran, are we seeing the birth of a superstar here for Patrickswell?
Well, he's technically absolutely very good, and in fairness, they're utilising him brilliant there. All he's looking for a bit of gas, bit of grass, bit of space, and 9 times out of 10, if he has that, he usually puts it over the black spot. Great work out of Cian Lynch to make it.
Yeah, that's the point I would like to make. Fantastic by Cian Lynch. Fantastic the way he spotted the ball there when others were fumbling it there. Just picked it up, picked out his man, and the execution from Calvin Carroll was excellent. His 4th point.
Back with play here, and Doon coming away with us. Josh Ryan in possession. Josh, a quiet game so far. Doon will need to see his game up a bit anyway in the second half to get back into his game. It's Dara O'Donovan now with low one into Stapleton. It's Stapleton on Shawnee O'Brien. Dara Stapleton with the shot. It's a well worked score from Doon. It's their first point score outside of Dara O'Donovan, or Barry Murphy, I should say. Apologies. And a good score, Kieran, from Dara Stapleton. Well worked.
Great ball in by Dara Donovan. He just into Dara Stapleton, dropped the left shoulder, jinked right, straight over the bar. I had him a few years ago as a goalie too, so in fairness to him, he's a natural goalie, but he's a fair old half hour to it. Always gives everything that he's got, to be fair. So that was a lovely score.
Brilliant catch by Aaron Gillan from the puck out, looking for Calvin Carr, but he's unable to take possession, and Doon come away with it. So Donovan, a late hit on Mikey O'Brien, but Mike Sexton plays away, and Sarah O'Donovan finds Dean Coleman under severe pressure from Josh Considine. A lot tighter. Stapleton again, and it's Stapleton again, and that's another fantastic score from Dara Stapleton. 2 in the space of 40 seconds for him, and there's 1 point between them again here. 26 minutes played. Patrickswell 12 points. Doon 1-8, and Matt, 2 fantastic scores from Dara Stapleton.
Yeah, and that was a very well executed score. But as this game is going on, I'm beginning to see, and we're all beginning to see, I think that Dara O'Donovan is growing in influence as this game is going on. For the last 10 minutes there now, he's been involved. He was directly involved in that as well. Now we have Cian Lynch.
Lynch's shot is blocked by Richard. Comes to Lark Considine, strike, but English there again. Considine, does he have it in? He doesn't. English wild pull. It's Considine again. He gets the shot away. Half chance of a goal for Cian Lynch. Eventually came to Lark Considine under a fair bit of pressure, it has to be said. Didn't look, tried to flick it, hoped it would go over the bar. Went to the left, Kieran, but a half chance of a goal nonetheless.
I don't even think there was a half chance. Probably just tip it over the bar. Really, he was that bit far out, and the ball didn't even reach the goalkeeper. So it was a defender that blocked it. But yeah, listen, he's human at the end of the day. Every decision he's not going to make it now is going to be right.
Superb catch from Shawnee O'Brien. That brilliantly read from the puck out. Not the best of passes, and Mikey O'Brien comes away with it for Doon. He's unable to get into his hand, but a lovely one-handed flick away to O'Donovan. Dara O'Donovan now, as Matt O'Callaghan said, he's having a more growing influence in the game, and that's another point for Doon. It's a point for Dara O'Donovan, his first of the game, and all of a sudden Doon have 4 scores when a couple of minutes ago they'd only 2. We're all square again here. 27 minutes played. It's Doon 1-9, Patrickswell 12 points.
Yeah, I think that Doon will be absolutely delighted to be in the position that they are in now, because you would have said after 20 minutes, like they were hanging on a small little bit, and Patrickswell had gone 3 points clear at one stage and looked to be good value for it. But Doon are growing into the game, no question at all about that, and a lot of it is the influence of Dara O'Donovan.
It's Cian Lynch on the ball now, a high ball downfield between Peter Harty and Richie English. It's English that will come out with it. English now will launch it long. It's a big high one in, looking for Pat Ryan. Been tightly marked by Mark Carmody. But it's Ryan who gets possession. We've seen him in this position before. We all know what he's going to try and do. It's Pat Ryan coming in onto his left hand side. It's right, go Jet! Buried into the back of the net. A stunning goal from Pat Ryan. Second goal for Doon. They lead 2-9 to 12 points. And Kieran, the second, he tried to round Mark Harnby. We all know what was coming.
Oh, he was gone. But to be fair now, it was a fair feeble effort out of Peter Harty here, right? Should have made one position. Went inside him, Richard English caught it. An outstanding ball for any forward. And everybody knows when he got the ball, he was going to inside him and there's no stopping. It was an outstanding goal.
Stunning goal from Pat Ryan as Patrickswell. The man getting ready is Dara Hearn. It will more than likely be Peter Harty, I'd imagine, at this stage. Matt, that's as good a goal as you're going to see.
It's a copybook goal of the goal he got against Cork that finished Cork's challenge in the All-Ireland semi-final. But like it was obvious, even when he was far out on the right there, he was single-minded in going for goal. It was a question of head down, full throttle, and what an execution of a shot. An excellent goal.
And that game against Cork, he flicked it over the advancing Anthony Nash. This time he just buried it into the roof. Kieran?
Yeah, but slightly naive defender on Mark. Around long enough now. He was on the inter-county team. When a forward like that has the ball, let him have it, give him a yard and a half, see what he's going to do. But Mark was too tight, and when you're too tight to a forward like that, he can spin left and spin right. When he's inside you, then it obviously makes the job extremely hard. So slightly naive defender on Mark. Mark will be kind of cross because of that, I'd say.
Indeed, it is Peter Harty that's exiting the Patrickswell team. With Dara Hearn coming on, he's goes straight into where Peter Harty was. Nearly just before the final minute, there'll be a couple of minutes added, I'd imagine. 29 minutes, 20 seconds played. Doon leading 2-9 to 12 points. An outstanding goal from Pat Ryan there, and we're back underway with Brian Murray's puck out straight down the middle, looking for Aaron Gillan. There's a slight push on Mikey O'Brien. Mike Sexton was right on the spot to see it. There's no argument from Aaron Gillan. And just seeing now, it looks to be Josh Ryan, and Josh Ryan is certainly capable on a good day of striking this over, Matt.
Yeah, it is long. He's probably playing into whatever slight breeze there is, but it will be an excellent score, and it has the capacity to put Doon 4 points clear, which they will be delighted coming up to half time. But overall, like 2-9 to 12 points, it's a very, very good game so far.
Indeed it is, as Josh Ryan's free drops short. A brilliant pickup from Dean Coleman. Coleman then tries to flick one around. It's a poor enough effort. The Doon sideline aren't exactly happy with that. Coleman tried it. You can understand why he tried it. No luck as Murray pokes this one out again. It looks to be straight down the throat of Josh Ryan. Josh Ryan unable to catch it, but it breaks to Mikey O'Brien, who again, last 5 or so minutes, has had a growing influence in this game for Doon down the middle. It's Dean Coleman, lays it off to O'Donovan. O'Donovan now on the run. Dara O'Donovan gets the strike away, and that's a 4-point lead for Doon. As Matt mentioned several minutes ago, Dara O'Donovan was beginning to have more of an influence in the game, and Kieran, he's shown up again.
Oh, without a doubt. And Dean Coleman again, to be fair to him, a busy bee, but to be fair, it's coming up to half time. I'm absolutely thrilled really with the game. It's an outstanding game up until this point. It's up and down, but in fairness to Doon, they stuck with it, their confidence are up, so we have the makings of an outstanding second half, and I think the winner and the loser of this game is going to be the Patrickswell full back line and Doon full forward line. That's what it's looking like.
3 minutes of additional time to be added here at the end of this first half as Mikey O'Brien again comes away with it for Doon. He finds Josh Ryan looking to put it into the 2-man full forward line. That's Barry Murphy and Pat Ryan there from a Doon point of view. It breaks. Carmody has it, had it, lost it, had it again and lost it, but eventually flicks it away. As John Flynn with possession now for Patrickswell. Flynn plays it downfield. It's a 50-50 fall between Denny Maloney and Keane Lynch. And Denny Maloney showing his class again. Denny Maloney now on the run with it, lays a lovely hand pass to Dara O'Donovan. O'Donovan doesn't look, and maybe because of that it tails well to the left. He maybe had a bit more time than he realised there, Matt, but either way, we're not going to argue too much when Dara O'Donovan has a shot.
No, but it would probably have been very happy to give him Doon a 5-point lead going in at half time, because I think we must be very near the half time whistle now, although I think there probably will be another play, but Doon will be absolutely delighted, and that's a fantastic catch by Eddie Kiley.
Brilliant catch from Eddie Kiley, lays it off to Dara O'Donovan. There's room here. It's straight down the middle of Patrick Cummins. Cummins now been marked by John Flynn. Onto his left hand side, Patrick Cummins. John Flynn with a superb block, but it falls to Cummins again. Cummins now on the run. Patrick Cummins. He's Pat Ryan outside. Cummins is going himself. Cummins shot. Save, batted away by Brian Murray. Did what he to do, and Josh Considine comes out with play. Lovely hand pass from him. Kevin O'Brien very deep, delivers a huge long ball looking for Dara Hearn. There's a man in behind. It was Tom O'Brien, but that's a stunning catch from Richie English. An absolutely outrageous catch by the Doon captain. He low ball into Josh Ryan. He goes long. That's an attempt at goal from Josh Ryan. That's going to tail to the left and wide. But Matt, a stunning catch from Richie English there.
Absolutely a crucial catch, because it was an opportunity here at this end, and suddenly play swung to the other end. And very often in those cases, you can be punished for. Here we have an excellent point for Patrickswell from Aaron Gillan.
Lovely score from Aaron Gillan. A brilliant ball, it has to be said, downfield by Shawnee O'Brien. Picked him out. Aaron Gillan checked back onto his left hand side, and Kieran, when he gets onto that left hand side, the usual result is of score.
It is, yeah, but you know, and I don't want to be too hard on him. It's half time. We just didn't see it from a Patrickswell point of view. We didn't see enough of that from Aaron earlier on. Okay, we saw the Thomas O'Brien, the Larry Consigns, and Kevin O'Brien make. But you know, you need your big guns shown. Like the opposite side, in you have the Pat Ryan is buzzing around the place, Dean Coleman, Dara O'Donovan. You know, and it's the first half outstanding. Patrickswell were dominated. Doon after coming back, and Doon now are in the driving seat. So the big question is, what kind of backbone have Patrickswell got in the second half to answer Doon?
Matt, 2-10 to 13 point lead for Doon. To say they would have been delighted with that before the game is an understatement. Midway through the first half, they certainly didn't look like they were going to come out with a 3 point lead, but the last quarter of that half they've dominated completely, and it has to be said are front runners at this moment in time.
Yeah, Kieran said that it's going to be a test of Patrickswell in the second half. I even think it'll be probably a bigger test of Doon, because they have put themselves in a strong position. You can say 3 points in a hurling game is a winning position, but it's a very, very strong position considering where they were midway through the half. They've had a very good second quarter. Some of their big men who were a bit slow in the beginning are making huge contributions of Dara O'Donovan and Richie English. Pat Ryan has caused all sorts of problems. I think we flagged it at the start that they seem to have loaded their full forward line. No use in loading your full forward line if you don't find a way of getting the ball to them and bringing them into the game. And Doon succeeded in that as the game went on. It was mainly through the influence, I thought, to a degree of Dara O'Donovan, who grew in influence as the game went on. And you alluded it yourself about 5 minutes from half time that Mikey O'Brien was settling into having game at centre half back. Like, certainly Doon were on a roll. All right, Aaron Gillan got the last point of the half, but look, the half-time whistle maybe is what Doon didn't want to hear. They were going well. The trick for them now is they have to drive on from here. And
in fairness, Taryn, Denny Maloney, number 5 for Doon, is hurling very well, so he's doing a fair old job. Another season Ken Perner, who had would have spent time at Limerick down 3 years only for a crucial ligament, very composed, so he relishes a crack of Aaron Gillan as well, to be fair.
Indeed it does. It's half time here at the Gaelic Grounds in the first of 2 Senior Hurling Championship semi-finals, brought to you on sportinglimerick.com. We'll be back shortly for the second half of this Doon Patrickswell game. It's Doon that lead by 3 points at the break. Second half of this first of 2 Limerick Senior Hurling Championship semi-finals here, brought to you on sportinglimerick.com. Currently Doon lead Patrickswell 2-10 to 13 points. An early goal from Dean Coleman and an absolute stunner from Pat Ryan, helping Doon to this lead. We're awaiting Doon's arrival back onto the pitch. Doesn't seem, Kieran, from what we're seeing in front of us here, any other further changes from Patrickswell. We've had one, Dara Hearn, coming in for Peter Harty. Simple question, I suppose, very difficult answer. How do Patrickswell get back into this?
Well, I believe, and myself, my own experience down through the years, these type of matches, games are won at half time in the dressing room with a bit of composure. Go back to the plan that was in place. Patrickswell, the first 10 minutes, blew Doon after, I wouldn't say they blew them out, but were hurling brilliant. Matt alluded that 10 points scored after 17 or 18 minutes, and they only managed 3 more then for the same amount of time. So basically the start ahead in the first half really is what they're looking for here, and definitely Dermot Burns at centre backs needs to squeeze up and be close to Donovan, and to Patrickswell full back line needs to be a lot more solid if Patrickswell are going to have any chance.
Just about to get underway here. We're waiting. Mike Sexton talking to the Patrickswell management team in front of us here. Bit of laughing and joking, but Matt, Kieran alluded to it there. Games are won and lost at half time.
I
Doon are certainly at the moment in the ascendancy, but the big question is, you said it in our half-time talk as well, the big challenge is for them now is to show, do we have the mettle to get through this?
Yeah, it is. As Kieran said it right at the outset, they've been huffing and puffing for a number of years now, and huffing and puffing already in this competition. Now is that opportunity. They're in pole position to put two very strong, good performances together. They made a statement against Kilmallock. They can make a huge statement here over the next 30 minutes.
And we are back underway here as Jack Kelleher gives a hand pass off. It's Gillan with possession now. He kicks it back to Kelleher. Kelleher now is never going to get a shot away there under pressure from three Doon players. But indeed, it's Dara Stapleton now with the ball for Doon. Kicked into him by Aaron Gillan. Slow, shaky enough start to the second half, but it's Doon coming away with it. And it's Patrick Cummins with the ball. He lays it back to the very impressive Denny Maloney. Straight one down the middle from Denny. Should be dealt with by Mark Carmody. And it is. He's under pressure from Pat Ryan, but Carmody managed to get away. It's not the best of clearances though, and it's Barry Murphy with the ball for Doon. As you've seen the first half, he's not the man to give the ball to. He gives it off to Josh Ryan, and Josh Ryan taps it over the bar. And from a Patrickswell point of view, Kieran, they're not going to be happy with that concession at that point.
No, Mark Camry is way better than that now. He went down and gathered his ball right and just give away a cheap possession straight back to Doon, player and over the bar. It's too easy, too soft.
Great puck up from Brian Murray. Looks for Keane Lynch. Keane Lynch looked to have had it in his hand, but it's flicked away from, and Doon come away with it. It's well blocked there. It's Mikey O'Brien that was blocked, and it's Calvin Carroll with a massive game in the first half. It's Calvin Carroll getting his first shot away. The second half seems to be high and tailing to the right, and indeed it is wide, waved wide. But what, Matt? Calvin Carroll, 4 points in the first half. Superbly impressive performance from him thus far outside of that chance there.
Yeah, it was a superb. Any young lad, and he's a minor in senior company, getting 4 points. Absolutely tremendous first half for him. He'll be disappointed with that one, especially seeing that it would have been the perfect response to Doon's early point from Josh Ryan.
As Josh Considine diverts a bit of danger there for Patrickswell with a low short pull along the ground. Dara Hearn now in possession. First time he's got a chance to get the ball. It's flicked away from him. Comes to Kevin O'Brien though, under pressure from Richie English. O'Brien with the chance to shoot. It's not a good one. Should be easy for Cathal McNamara, and it is. McNamara now looking to pick someone out. It's an awful clearance from Cathal McNamara. Straight to Aaron Gillan. Chance here now for Patrickswell to get their first score of the game. Back to Calvin Carroll, 40 metres from goal. He's not going to miss a chance like that. That's his fifth score of the game. And Kieran, poor clearance for doing a needless concession of a point there.
Oh, without a doubt, Kevin O'Brien had a lovely chance for a score, but he dropped a shot to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper tried to look for a perfect pass, intercepted by Aaron Gillan out to Kelvin Carroll over the bar.
Back to the 3 point lead now for Doon after that score from Calvin Carroll. As I mentioned, his fifth from play today. Superb performance from the young minor. As Cathal McNamara gets on the way, it's Carroll again that's there, but it's flicked on by John Hayes from a Doon point of view. Coleman, high ball across as Barry Murphy has a yard here. Murphy maybe a bit blinded by the sun there, couldn't get a hand up, but he gets a half lock on Dermot Burns. As O'Donovan now, Darragh O'Donovan under pressure from Burns, looking to make up for it. Smart ball back from O'Donovan to John Hayes. Hayes now wouldn't be noted for scoring, but gives it off to Coleman. Coleman didn't look. It's going to drop short anyway. Square ball. In fact, Mike Sexton has brought things back for a free. It's Calvin Carroll that's going to get us talking to her. Didn't quite see it. I was following the ball, Matt.
No, I didn't see it either, but obviously it was something slightly after the ball going. It is Calvin Carroll, definitely he's talking to. Dermot Burns is intervening there, I think, on behalf of his colleagues' behalf, but Mike Sexton is having none of it. It's a yellow card for the young lad, but that will not tarnish in any way, in my view, the performance that Calvin Carroll has put on here today for Patrickswell.
Indeed, it's the first yellow card of this afternoon's action as Barry Murphy lines up this free. Doon leading 11 to 14 points in the early stage of this second half. At 3:45 p.m. we're showing the second game live on sportinglimerick.com. That second semi-final between the Pierchig and Kilmallock, last year's finalists, with the Pierchig of course getting to an All-Ireland final, as Murphy extends Doon's lead with consummate ease. Fine free from Barry Murphy, and Kieran, Matt has mentioned it. Barry Murphy, if you give him as many chances as Patrickswell have given him from frees and a couple from play as well, you're going to be punished. Yeah,
very good. And in fairness, he's bringing his A game to the semi-final today. That last passage of play, actually, Dean Coleman just dummy to the left, struck right without looking, and Calvin Carroll kind of came in late, and it was a late block down. So I think he kind of touched the hand. That's the reason he got the yellow card. A total accident, that, to be fair.
It's a free for Patrickswell. It was Jack Kelleher that was fouled after Brian Murray's puck out. It's going to be a chance for Dermot Burns. He knocked one over in the first half from a very similar position. On that occasion, he was aided by a fairly gentle breeze, it has to be said. Heading into the city end, it's Burns now and lines this one up. It's as clean a strike as you'll get, and it's straight over the bar from Dermot Burns. We're back to a 3-point game, Matt.
Yeah, Dermot Burns will pot those all day. It was straight in front of the goal. He's one of the finest long strikers that there is in the game, not just in Limerick but in the game, and that was with ease that Dermot Burns put that one over.
Cathal McNamara now getting played back underway. It's a huge long puck out here. Patrick Cummins goes up to catch it. It's John Hayes looking for it now, and it's a bit of a battle. It's brought away here by Tommy O'Brien from Patrickswell. O'Brien now gets away from Patrick Cummins. O'Brien was shooting chance from Tommy O'Brien. It's a superb score from Tommy O'Brien. 40-yard run up along this left wing. Absolute no bother to him whatsoever. And Kieran, a fantastic score. Tommy's second of the game.
Yeah, they have to bring him out in the half forward. He's speed to burn, to be fair, and all he wants is really is a good pass in his hand. If he sees grass, he'll go straight into it, and that was a very impressive point right at our eye line here.
2 points between the teams now as McNamara gets play underway. He's aimed on the left-hand side here, looking for Dara Stapleton. It's broken down by Josh Considine. Shawnee O'Brien adds to it here, and Patrickswell have possession. They've earned a free, fouled by Dara Stapleton. And Mike Sexton seems to be calling Dara Stapleton over. Didn't think there was too much in it, but it's a talking to at least anyway here for Dara Stapleton. Matt, we've got 6 minutes now exactly played. 2 points, very even start to the second half.
Even start, but I suppose even Patrickswell will probably have slightly the upper hand in what we've seen so far. Like they have closed the gap to 2 points. They're very, very, very much in the game. I think Doon have conceded a few needless frees. All right, maybe there was a bit of a needless free given away there by Patrickswell, which Barry Murphy converted. But certainly in the last couple of minutes, certainly Patrickswell seemed to be having slightly the upper hand.
Long range effort from Dermot Burns. Only 20 yards from his own 21 metre line. It was a big effort, but a tail to the right and wide. And it's McNamara now looking downfield to see where he's going to put this one. The majority of them have laid down on top of Dara Stapleton. This one's heading in the same direction as Pat Ryan, who's out for this one. Superb catch from Ryan. Strike it goal straight away from Pat Ryan. And that's a sensational score from the Doon full forward. He's been coming out all game for the puckouts, and Kieran now from that score you can see why.
Outstanding score, straightforward hurling puck out. He went up, caught it slightly, went a little run to the right and over the bar. Very hard to defend when you grab a ball out of the air like that. Super score.
2-13 to 16 points in favour of Doon. They've restored their lead from half time as Cian Lynch. Great catch from Lynch under pressure from Mikey O'Brien and Josh Ryan. Lynch still going without the Lark Considine now. Considine, that's going to go right to the wide. Lark Considine now seems to be operating around the middle of the field the last couple of minutes. Jack Kelleher, of course, as Kieran informs me, has gone inside to the full forward line. At place, Kieran, he's well used to.
Oh, he is, but to be fair, I'd say he's probably getting an old breeder. Patrickswell have the ability to do that. Go in there for 5 minutes, give me a break, and you'll probably see it come back to what it was in about 5 more minutes.
Puck out one by Dara Stapleton from Doon. Stapleton now with a chance to shoot. It's on his left side, probably his weaker. It's a fine effort from Stapleton, and that looks good from here, and it's over the bar again. Dara Stapleton's third of the game, as Kieran mentioned earlier, more noted at times for his goalkeeping abilities, but 3 superb points today, Kieran. Maybe you'd be better off putting them out the field. It's 21s rather than goals.
Yeah, 3 great scores, and he's a very clever hurler. Wouldn't be the quickest, wouldn't be the most stylish, right? But in fairness to him, he knows exactly how to keep it nice and simple, his limitations. You have to get 3 great scores in the semi-final of Senior County Championship. It's top class for him.
Back with play, and it's another free for Patrickswell. Gillan will line up, but Matt, as Kieran said, he may not be the most stylish hurler, Dara Stapleton. He's had a huge impact. Doon have put most of the puckouts down his side. I can't remember, certainly one clear ball that Patrickswell have won.
No, certainly, and Pat Ryan coming there, winning the one previous to that. In the context of the game, Doon are after getting 2 superb scores, one after another. They could be huge in the context of the outcome of this game.
As Gillan strikes this one, we're waiting to see. It's gone over the bar. 2-14 to 17 points with 9 minutes of the second half played. Tight game again. 3 points in it like there was at half time as McNamara gets about to get play underway again. It's a short puck up from Cathal McNamara at this stage. Stevie Ryan, it's not a great strike from Stevie Ryan. You'd have to question that decision to give the short puck out on that occasion. It's Gillan now trying to win it back. Gillan now can't, and it's Denny Maloney flicks it away, but Stevie Ryan again, maybe a bit rattled from that missed clearance. It's Ed Kiley tidies up. Mikey O'Brien to Josh Ryan. Considine flicks it away from Josh Ryan. And it's Cian Lynch. Well, it's a wild pull, but as Kieran's mentioned next to me, he clearly got the ball. Mike Sexton is saying otherwise. Mikey O'Brien is on the ground. Seen from our angle here that he got nothing but ball, but Mike Sexton has blown up anyway. Kieran, as you said, seems to have got the ball.
Yeah, I think Michael probably went slightly early there, to be fair. I suppose Keane was winding up and looking ahead to say, oh, what's happening here? But he was well within his rights. He made contact to the ball, so it is a goal. It is a puck out, so he just kind of went early with the whistle, I believe.
Either way, it's Mikey O'Brien that's down from Doon's point of view. O'Brien's had a fantastic game, and Cian Lynch, Matt, it has to be said, really came into it in the last quarter of the first half and has led Doon fairly well from the centre back position today.
Yeah, I suppose it's a classic example of players playing on each other and both playing very well. And like certainly Cian Lynch is one of Patrickswell's most influential players. Now Mike Sexton is having a word with him, and I'd say there'll be no bookwork. There won't be anything. As Kieran says, he probably blew a little too soon. Mikey O'Brien is still down, but it looks as if he'll be okay. I'd probably say we'll be restarting with a free to Doon, possibly.
Matt, there was an old saying back in my time, men, ball and all, and that was a very good example because he was after jab lifting it. Keane came from behind him with his speed. He was well within his rights, and but I see Mike having a little chirp with Keane. Right, obviously he's going to that to justify his decision, but I know it's a free for Doon.
Indeed, it is a free. Questionable call from Mike Sexton on that occasion. Kieran probably called it right with saying he blew that a little bit early when he saw Keane winding up the strike. Either way, it's Cathal McNamara now who, with the advantage of a slight breeze, will look to deliver this. In fact, he goes short. It's Denny Maloney in acres of space here. Maloney will certainly have a shy at goal from here. It's a long-range effort from Denny Maloney. It's dropping just wide of the post. But Kieran, Patrickswell switched off there. Afforded Denny Maloney the chance.
Yeah, it's Doon are dominating for 3 minutes, Patrickswell are dominating for 3 minutes, but it has the makings of a good game. But it's the team really that is going to be most composed and disciplined is the team that's going to win this.
Superb catch for Aaron Gillan. He's looking at goal. Opposite tap it over the bar, but brilliant catch from Patrickswell's Aaron Gillan. He cuts their advantage, Doon's advantage that is. 2-14 to 18 points now. Only, Matt, 2 points in it, and as Kieran said, it's tit for tat. Each team dominating at different stages, but either way, it's been a cracking contest of hurling so far.
Cracking contest and some cracking scores to embellish it, and we spoke about some of the scores being score of the match earlier on. That was an absolute incredible score because it was the catch of Aaron Gillan that was absolutely superb. The way he made space for himself and went for it, and an excellent point. Could possibly, for a second or two, a goal chance maybe on. But look, he'll be happy with his point.
Indeed he will. As Doon back in possession now, it's Patrick Cummins finds John Hayes unable. That's a blatant dive from Hayes, and Kevin O'Brien comes out. The second one isn't a blatant dive, it's a frontal charge, although I'd say Kevin did make a bit of a meal of it. Either way, it's a free for Patrickswell. Kieran, a couple of acrobatics there.
Yeah, I thought I was looking at Ronaldo there for a minute now. It was a blatant old dive, but Pat Ryan came in with a frontal shoulder into the chest when Mike Sexton was bang on, a blatant free out.
Dermot Burns preparing to take this with 13 minutes of the second half played. Doon leading Patrickswell by 2 points, 2-14 to 18 points in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. It's Richie English on the ball now, under pressure from Gillan, but he gets around Gillan very easy, and English with consummate ease plays it off to Denny Maloney. Maloney steps past Calvin Carroll, showing all his experience, launches it long. He's looking for Dean Coleman or Pat Ryan. It's Josh Considine gets the block in it. But it's Doon with the ball. It's Pat Ryan with the ball, Ryan with the strike. That's a 3-point lead for Doon. A loose ball picked up by Pat Ryan, and very, very easily Matt puts that one over.
Yeah, it's a close game, very exciting game, tit for tat, and in close games and good games, it's all about big men standing up. We got a classic example of it there. Kieran alluded to the contribution of Denny Maloney made in the first half. He put the ball right into the direction of Pat Ryan. Now, Pat Ryan had a bit of work to do before he won it, but when he won it, his execution was excellent.
2 players down for Patrickswell now. It's Josh Considine and Mark Carmody. We'll see how they're getting on. Kieran?
Yeah, just it started back here by Rich English, but I felt Aaron kind of left him out very timid and kind of, there wasn't any major kind of burst to go to stop the full back from clearing the ball, and as a result, don't get a score. So the work rate from our forwards need to go up about 10% compared to what they're doing inside there.
Thoughts of Limerick hurling legend and Patrickswell guru Kieran Carey there as they prepare another sub. It's Brian Nolan into the game for them. Could be a blood sub here for Mark Carmody. That's what it looks to be, as Carmody trots over with Patrickswell's physio Liam Mulcahy over to his near side here in the Mackey stand. Game's going to restart with a Brian Murray puck out, with Doon leading 2-15 to 18 points as Doon as well are making a sub. And it's Jack Cummins who's on the field, and it's Jack Cummins coming on for Doon. It's John Hayes who's been operating at midfield on Calvin Carroll. Could argue that Calvin's performance so far, John Hayes has done well to stay on this long, but either way it's Brian Murray set to take this puck out for Patrickswell. Murray with a big long high one here. Down in front of us is going to be Cian Lynch. It's going to be a few players. Kevin O'Brien's the one who's gone up. It's Calvin Carroll gets a flick to it, and Kevin O'Brien out the ball. Cian Lynch in front of him. The hand pass was just that little bit off, and that's a shoulder to the chest of Stevie Ryan by Cian Lynch. Probably a fair one, it has to be said, just slightly off.
Slightly off. It mightn't have been a whole pile in it, but it was definitely free. There's a bit of a roar there, right? But like, a man got straight up, didn't that he kind of dislocated two of his collarbones, broke his hip with the one challenge. He met him with a belt of his shoulder. He got up, and a proper decision, free out.
Cathal McNamara with the free here. Matt lining it up, looking at his options.
Yeah, I think he took the last one shortly for a call cross field, and I think he'll go long.
Indeed he does. He's looking there for Patrick Cummins. Hits the helmet of John Flynn and bounces favourably for Patrickswell. It's Nigel Foley with the long clearance. Denny Maloney against Cian Lynch. Fascinating battle. As Maloney got the back ball first, but it's Lynch now in possession from Patrickswell. Lynch now on the run, being chased by Dara Donovan, all Ireland midfield winning partners, but it's a poor effort from Lynch, taken by Ed Kiley. It's Dara Donovan with space. Lynch is trying to get back to him. O'Donovan with a low ball in, looking for Pat Ryan, under pressure from Shawnee O'Brien. Ryan onto his right hand side. Pat Ryan, good pressure from Shawnee O'Brien, it has to be said. Put the pressure on. Pat Ryan was unable to get it on target to the right and wide.
Yeah, and just as we speak now, it looks as if Mark Carmody is going to come back into the game. It was a blood substitution, as you flagged, John, and Brian Nolan is returning to the bench. You would have to say for a minute there that there was an opportunity on for Pat Ryan to stretch the lead to 4 points.
Psychologically, went over the bar, would have hurt Patrickswell, because Patrickswell had 2 opportunity scores here and 2 unforced errors, and Doon would have been punishing them. So psychologically, it would have been very hard for the Well to kind of claw their way back.
Denny Maloney again with a long ball down, looking for Dara Stable, and Josh Considine's done well on this occasion. And away come Patrickswell with the ball. It's Mark Carmody. It's a long one. It's looking for Lark Considine, who was Kieran flagged earlier. Came out to midfield to give Jack Kelleher a break, but Considine can't win this ball since he's gone back in full forward, working his backside off to win it, but it's Tommy O'Brien who has it. Into the aforementioned Jack Kelleher back out to O'Brien. O'Brien now shooting chance for Tommy O'Brien. It's one he's well capable of scoring. It's one he's put straight over the bar. Fantastic score. Tommy O'Brien's third of the game.
Yeah, and a score that Patrickswell wanted, really, to be fair, because I felt Doon were dominating the last 5 minutes, so that was a crucial score and a beautiful score from Thomas off his right hand side.
2-15 to 19 points in favour of Doon with 18 minutes of the second half played. As Cathal McNamara pucks the ball long downfield, it's Doon with possession with Darragh O'Donovan. He's not able to get it up into his hand, and away come Patrickswell in the form of Diarmuid Burns. Burns under pressure from Barry Murphy, and it's again Doon coming away with it. In the second half they've won them kind of battles. It's Josh Ryan now isn't an easy man to stop from here when he's on the run. Ryan now still going. He decides to leave it off to Pat Ryan. Ryan now can't gain possession of it. It's a poor one from Pat Ryan. Got the flick away, but it's cleared away from Nigel Foley, I should say. Looking for Kevin O'Brien. Richie English is there, puts him under pressure, but Kevin O'Brien still has a chance of coming out with the ball. No, says Richie. Kicks it away, flicks away any which way he can. A bit of a ruck developing with the ball here. Neither side able to come out with it at the moment. In the end, it's Ed Kiley who gets possession for Doon. It's Ed Kiley who wins a free off Kevin O'Brien. That could be a huge boost, as someone has said something to Mike Sexton. The free's brought forward. It's going to be right on the midfield spot. A chance for Barry Murphy to extend their lead, Matt.
Yeah, if Barry Murphy comes out, and it is within his compass, it's bang on the halfway line, or slightly maybe a yard inside the Patrickswell half. Worry to put it over. It'll put 3 points between the sides again with 10 minutes to go. This will be the real test of Doon. Like they are, it will put them tantalisingly close and within touching distance of a county final, and the challenge to them will be can they see it out?
Haven't been in the county final since 2000 where they lost on that occasion to Adair. It's Barry Murphy lining up this free just inside the Patrickswell half, as Matt said, up until the 65-metre line. It's Barry Murphy, and that's straight over the black spot here on. It's a 3-point lead for Doon yet again, and that's as of now, with nearly 10 minutes remaining, they're showing no signs of nerves.
No, but about 2 minutes before that, they were slightly sloppy when they had opportunities. Now is the big test for Doon, right? Are they going to be the Doon of old and kind of put up a show and let the will win? Are they going to be the new Doon under the new present managers and reach a county final for the first time in a good number of years?
Another free for Doon, and it's someone's talked themselves into trouble with Mike Sexton. It's Cian Lynch on this occasion, I think. Just waiting to see, is there a card? It's only a ticking for Cian on this occasion. Bit of a lecture for Mike. Indeed it isn't. It's a yellow card for Cian Lynch as Cathal McNamara prepares this free for Doon. He's given one short and one long when he's come off his line to take the frees. Looks to be lining this up.
I'd say Cian's book in there was from continual frees, about 3 of them. The pull on, I can't think of his name, he did a shoulder on the chest.
Mikey O'Brien,
that's it. It was so many frees.
It's a long one from Cathal McNamara in around the square, but Brian Murray makes a late call for it to leave it out wide, and that's exactly what's happened. So Murray now looking to get hoping to get Patrickswell back into this. They're 3 points down as we've 9 minutes of regular play remaining as Mike Sexton blows his whistle to restart proceedings here. Murray now looking on this left hand side for Aaron Gillan. Gillan now under pressure from Denny Maloney. That's a sensational catch from Dennis Maloney once again. Although Josh Ryan, the pass was to Josh Ryan, it's Denny Maloney cleaning it up once more. Kiley now for Doon. Ed Kiley, well hooked, took too much time to Ed Kiley there. And it's Patrickswell now looking to get possession. It's Cian Lynch, and Cian Lynch on the run decides to take the option of shooting for a point, but surprisingly from Cian from that angle, Kieran, it's one he would have expected to have gotten.
Yeah, but to be fair, you'd imagine he would have pointed. But to be fair to Doon, they had 3 opportunities and 3 chances to clear the ball, right? And you're kind of saying to yourself, right, you've a chance here, 6 minutes to go, 3 points up, don't be doing anything silly, keep it nice and simple, get the ball into our danger area, which is our full forward line, as quick as we can. We might have an old chance to close out the game.
Another substitution for Doon as Jack Ryan replaces Patrick Cummins with 8 minutes left of regular time here in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship semi-final, the first of 2 semi-finals, brought to you live on sportinglimerick.com. Nigel Foley now with the ball, his clearing hand pass is brilliantly blocked by Dean Coleman, as Kieran Carey said earlier in the game, and on several occasions in this game he's an absolute handful to deal with on any given day is Dean Coleman. As both sides looking to gain possession here, it's Coleman who's in there again, it's Darrell O'Donovan trying to get it, several players trying to get it. In the end it's Barry Murphy, who again been very impressive for Doon, under pressure here. As Josh Considine with the ball, he gets the hand pass away, but play is brought back for a free. Matt?
Good tenacious defending there, and good vision by Josh Considine. Got in there and was about to clear it when he was clearly fouled, free out. Good defending by Patrickswell on that occasion.
Dermot Burns ready to take this one. He'll be looking to drop it around the square, you'd imagine, or even have it shy at it himself. He's pointing at something. It's Cian Lynch operating a full forward for this free, so he's probably trying to give it into Cian, and that's exactly what he's looking to do. There's 3 men round Cian. He's able to catch a superb one though. Cian Lynch, goal chance here, half blocked. The free has been given. Mike Sexton was playing advantage. Aaron Gillan will come in, but maybe Kieran something Patrickswell look for the final few minutes here, operating with Cian inside and full forward.
Yeah, but there's a good 8 minutes, and I'd imagine another 2 on tap that, so a good 10 minutes. I wouldn't get excited me going for goals. Take the points. They've plenty of opportunity up there, plenty of skill up there. It's just a matter of getting the ball up to the forwards quick and get a few points. So I'd imagine Aaron bang this one over the bar. Yeah,
I would agree. I think it would be the right thing to do. That there is plenty of time left, because you run the risk if you go for a goal and fail to get it, that it would hand Doon a major boost at this stage.
It's Aaron Gillan lining this one up now for Patrickswell, looking to reduce their Doon's lead to 2 points, and he does that with ease. 16 to 20 points here with nearly 54 minutes on the clock, 6 minutes and whatever else Mike Sexton wants to add on left in this Senior Hurling Championship semi-final here at the Gaelic Grounds. It's Cathal McNamara in no rush to take this puck out. Doon leading by 2 points. Is Patrickswell's management here in front of us in the Mackey stand looking to make another sub. Back with play, and Starrett Stablein looking to win this puck out, but it's Patrickswell coming away with it. But Barry Murphy is there again, not for the first time. Tommy O'Brien now under pressure from Murphy and Ed Kiley. Bit of a ruck developing. It was Kylie that comes away, lays it off to Darragh Donovan. Shooting chance for it, brilliantly blocked, but down by Diarmuid Burns, and Kevin O'Brien has the ball now for Patrickswell, looking to launch another attack. It's O'Brien, high one in, looking for Cian Lynch, who's been tightly marked by Richie English. Could argue that English had his hands all over Cian, but referee Mike Sexton plays on, and it's Jack Cummins who flicks it away. Kylie under pressure here from Patrickswell though. Neither side able to get the ball, but it looks like Darragh Hearn has it in his hand now, and it's a Hearn coming away with it. Referee says play away. Patrickswell looking for a free. Second time round, Richie English is judged to have fouled Cian Lynch. Probably more of a free in the first instances. Patrickswell had the ball, but either way, it's another chance for Aaron Gillan to reduce the lead.
Yeah, but Doon look a bit jittery. You know, it's coming to the closing line now, and there's probably a bit of fear kind of creeping in. Are we good enough to go all the way? And possibly fear might be kind of holding them back to say, yes, we are. And like, you know, did 2 or 3 chances there to clear the ball between the full back line and half back line. Now to give away a silly cheap free again, handed it back by Richie English over the bar.
Agree completely with Kieran. There was 2 or 3 chances there, and there was no excuse for not clearing it. And this is what we spoke about. The mental strength comes into play at this stage. But now there is a substitute, I think, coming on for.
For Patrickswell, Matt, it's Jason Glan has come on for Lar Considine. Maybe a bit harsh on Lar, but didn't have the best of second half. To be fair, not much ball gone into it. The results also for Doon is Matt flagged, and it's Micheál Ryan coming on the field for them. I didn't quite spot who's gone off, Matt.
I haven't yet. I haven't seen anybody coming off yet. But we alluded to the impact of Darragh Donovan, particularly in the second quarter. It hasn't been nearly as marked in the second half.
Aaron Gillan taps that one over the bar. Indeed, it's Ed Kiley, who's had a difficult couple of minutes, the man who's been taken off by Doon. But Patrickswell have reduced their advantage to 1 point now, 2:16 to 21 points, 56 minutes on the clock. As Cathal McNamara now launches this one downfield, restart play with a puck out, looks for Josh Ryan and Dean Coleman. It's Coleman who flicks it on, and the ball bounces in. It's Barry Murphy who's come up with it. Murphy now lays the ball off to Dara Stapleton, who's going to be put under pressure by Diarmuid Burns. Stapleton now, and it's Burns that comes away with it. It's just what Patrickswell need at this moment, and it's Burns that's fouled by Barry Murphy on that occasion. Leadership shown there from Diarmuid Burns, badly needed leadership, but all over the field. You would have to say much greater composure on the Patrickswell. Back the defence is quite composed, and when they get it up here, they're prepared to be patient even though time is running out, and create the chances. Here's a possible equaliser. It's Kevin O'Brien on the run. He gets a flick to it. He's under a great bit of pressure from Stevie Ryan. It's not a good one from Kevin though, it has to be said. It's gone to the right and wide, but as both Matt and Kieran have said, with only a couple of minutes left in ordinary time, Doon are showing the signs of a team that's nervous. Maybe the fear of winning starting to take hold from them. Looking to reach their first final since 2000, as we've already mentioned, as Cathal McNamara now gets play back underway. Sean O'Brien up for it under pressure from Michael Ryan, wearing 15 in his back, but has only just recently entered the fray. Scrum develops again with the ball, or a ruck, whatever you want to call it at this stage, as Mike Sexton blows it up. He'll throw the ball in. It's going to be Darragh Donovan and Sean O'Brien. He tries to usher several more players out of it, but they're looking to it. And it's Doon, neither side able to come away with the ball. It's Darragh O'Donovan in possession. O'Donovan now didn't really have a look, and as a result it's tailed to the right and wide. And again, Doon have had chances in the last 5 or 6 minutes to extend their lead. It stayed at 3. It's only down to 1 now as Brian Murray gets play back underway. Puck out. It's flicked on. Well kept in play, it has to be said, by Kevin O'Brien at this stage, and Tommy O'Brien putting Jack Ryan under pressure. In fact, Jack Cummins has lost the ball. Kevin O'Brien now back inside. It's Jack Keller with a chance to level it. Brilliant block down from Cummins after atoning for his earlier error. It's Maloney to Mikey O'Brien now as Doon looks to come away with the ball. Long one downfield is well read by Sean O'Brien, but he's unable to get it. Pat Ryan now, poor touch again by Pat Ryan, and Sean O'Brien lays it off. It's Calvin Carroll brilliantly blocked by Barry Murphy now, as Doon holding on to the slender 1 lead with Dean Coleman. 1 point lead. Coleman looking to double it, and it's a fantastic ball in for Dean Coleman. Brilliant catch by Brian Murray. Ball was going over the bar. Murray kept his eye on it. Little jump just to stop it going over, and he picks out Jack Keller. Keller now with a ball across, looking for Cian Lynch. over the head of both him and Richie English, but it's Kevin O'Brien with a chance here for Patrickswell. We go for goal, he does save, Colin McNamara, chance to lay for Patrickswell, but Richie English makes the decision to get out of dodge and flick it wide. It'll be Dermot Burns to take the 65, but Kieran, a goal chance that popped up for Patrickswell and Kevin O'Brien had to go for it.
He did, but to be fair, he made it easy for the goalie. It was straight at him, and you know, the longer the game's going on, Doon or jittery. You know, Pat Ryan had a bit of a chance out here, missed it. Dean Coleman another chance here. So they had chances to put away the game, but they haven't done yet. So you know, the longer this goes on, the more in confidence Patrickswell. They obviously can smell blood because Keane Lynch is inside there for the last 5 minutes. He's creating a hassle inside there. Havoc.
Indeed he is, as Dermot Burns lines this one up, looking to level the score. 2-16 to 21 points. Doon hold a 1 point advantage. Of course, if it manages to stay level, and straight over the back spot from Dermot Burns. It's Patrickswell in the ascendancy. Time is up here at the Gaelic Grounds. 2-16 to 22 points. All square here in the first of our two semi-finals, live on sportinglimerick.com. As Colin McNamara launches one downfield. McNamara now. Doon players go up for it. It's Pat Ryan that got a hand to it, but it's Patrickswell to come away with the ball. And again, it's Mark Carmody on that occasion, but he's lost possession. It's Michael Ryan here for Doon. Hint of a foul there. Mike Sexton decides to play on. Josh Considine now to flick away. Again, another ruck developing here. Neither side able to come out with it, but in the end, it's Sean O'Brien who lays it off. Gains possession, lays it off to Dermot Burns. Burns on the run now. Brilliant challenge by Josh Ryan from Doon, and Doon on the attack through Ryan. Ryan, he lays it off. Chance for Dara Stableton. It's a super strike from Dara Stableton. It was gone to the left and wide, and what a chance for Doon. An absolutely glorious chance for Doon to go a point up. With 1 minute of added time played here. Great chance for Doon. Dermot Burns came out with the ball. Huge hit from Josh Ryan. Then he gained possession, laid it off to Stapleton. But Stapleton, who scored 4 points today, couldn't argue. But anyway, back with play. Aaron Gillan wins it into Darragh Hurl. But yet again, it's Dennis Maloney coming away with it for Doon. Maloney, quick pass to Michael Ryan now. He's Maloney on his shoulder again. He doesn't see him. He has seen him now. Maloney with a chance. You put money on him to tap it over the bar. It's Dennis Maloney who puts Doon in. Looking now to get back on level terms again. We've 2 minutes nearly played of added time as Doon come away with it again. It's Dean Coleman. Anywhere but near his goal from Coleman. Launches it in. Murray takes it. Cool head from Brian Murray. He's lost the ball as Brian Murray. Pat Ryan under pressure from Ryan. Brian Murray. Both players still trying to get the ball. Murray's lying all over. Oh, it's not a free in at this stage. It's going to be given as a throw in. An unmercifully poor error for Brian Murray, one you'd never usually see him make. But he absolutely lied in the ball, Matt, and that should be a free in for Doon.
Should have been, but Brian, to be fair, you know, like Brian would be no Usain Bolt. He knows that himself, so him trying to take on one of the boys like it's total waste of time. He 2 defenders there, it's simple option was bang and a straight puck out, and hopefully might get an all free or a score. So very lucky it wasn't a free in for Doon there, to be fair.
Sub on the Doon team now. Michael Barry is eventually getting on. It's going to be Dara Stapleton coming off. Stapleton has had an excellent game. He had that chance to put Doon ahead, but 4 points from half forward and a ton of work on top of that from him today. It's going to be a thrown ball on the 21 metre line. Nearly 3 minutes of injury time played, Matt.
What a story it would be if yeah.
And there it is, Doon are in the final. A fantastic victory for this Doon side. They have beaten Patrickswell 2-17 to 22 points. A shock in some people's eyes. We talked about it before the game, Kieran. Huge chance for Doon to really show what they were made of today. They've done it the hard way. They were leading by 3 points for most of the second half. Last 10 minutes they got a bit nervous, but in the end they've seen it out.
They had, to be fair, and to me, you know, it wouldn't be a huge shock, to be fair, you know, because they played Patrickswell earlier on there. They won by 2 points, and okay, they won by a point, but you alluded. Stapleton had a chance, Pat Ryan had a chance, Dean Coleman had a chance. No, but to be fair, as semi-final goes, it was an outstanding game, and Doon, to be fair, I'd say probably deserves their win today, if I have to call a spade a spade. You know, their big guns kind of hurled for a lot longer periods of the game, and you know, Richie English, you know, did a nice kind of job there on Keane. You know, anytime ball went down, he didn't mind if it broke, there was someone on it, so he kind of shielded him. I think overall, really, Doon deserves to be in the county final, and you know, Patrickswell, I suppose, really will be looking at discipline, because Doon got a lot of scores and frees. And but as I said, you know, up until this point, Limerick Senior County Hurling, we needed a massive game. I think we got a fair old game today, and hopefully now the Piershik and Kilmallock game will live up to the same expectation.
Matt O'Callaghan, tough day for Patrickswell to take. Never really hit the heights that they may have expected this season, but no, it's semi-finals are there to be won, and Doon have certainly won this one, and deservedly so.
Yeah, and I suppose they passed the test that we spoke about at half-time. The challenge was to build on it, like that they had half an hour to get into a county final, and they did it. And like what a story it is, and Kieran flagged it very early on, the impact of Denny Maloney, that he should come up with the winning point in a county semi-final. But it was a county semi-final that had everything, and I suppose it was a county semi-final that mirrored in many ways why Limerick are All-Ireland Senior Hurling champions, and why Limerick have been so successful in the club championship in recent years. Patrickswell will be disappointed, but they will take a certain amount of consolation to end up being beaten by a point, or be within a point of a county final. I suspect maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, when they were struggling in the group stages of the championship, they would have taken it. But that is scant consolation now. The day belongs to Doon, and they have now put 2 performances back to back. There was no question they got a different type of challenge today than they probably did against Kilmallock, for the simple reason that for the most part they were comfortably ahead against Kilmallock. But Patrickswell came at him today, came at him with intent and with purpose. And when they went, when Patrickswell sent over the equaliser there in injury time, that was the real test of Doon. And you'd have to say that they responded, and I suppose on the balance of play, they deserve to be where they are, and they will look forward to the final in 2 weeks' time.
Indeed they will. We'll be back shortly for the second of our 2 semi-finals live on Sporting Limerick. That's going to be in Apirchig and Kilmallock at 3:45 p.m. But from us here, a jubilant Doon side as they do their warm down over on the far side here in the Gaelic grounds. They've beaten Patrickswell by a single point. Denny Maloney with the winning score. A fantastic day for Doon. We'll be back shortly for the second.